Right now, your mind is probably running at least 3 what-if scenarios. What if I chose the wrong career? What if I said yes instead of no? What if I'm making a mistake right now watching this video instead of doing something productive? Here's the thing. You're not alone in this mental prison. Most people spend nearly half their waking hours lost in thoughts about the past or future. That's literally half your life spent anywhere but here. And most of that time is spent asking, what if? The what if trap isn't just annoying mental chatter. Every time you ask this question, you're creating entire alternative realities in your head. It's like running a simulation game that never ends. You're not just thinking about other choices. You're feeling them, living them, exhausting yourself with lives that don't even exist. But here's what nobody tells you about overthinking. It's not because you're broken or weak. Your mind is doing what it thinks will keep you safe, trying to predict and prevent problems. Except now, instead of actual dangers, you're analyzing whether you should have gone with oat milk instead of almond. Chapter 1. The Overthinking Spiral. Your mind on what if is basically like having 73 browser tabs open. And yes, 17 of them are somehow playing audio. You know that spinning wheel when your computer freezes? That's your brain right now. When you start down the what if path, everything in your head lights up at once. Part of you is time traveling to the past, another part is jumping to the future, and meanwhile, you're trying to manage it all while living in the present. It's like trying to watch 3 movies at the same time while also cooking dinner. Here's the kicker. The more you practice what if thinking, the better you get at it. You're literally training yourself to be miserable. Every time you replay that scenario, you're making it easier to do it again tomorrow. The really wild part? After enough repetition, these imagined scenarios start feeling like real memories. That job you never took? Your mind has lived that life so many times it feels real. You're haunted by ghosts of futures that never existed. Chapter 2. The Magic Number 7. Here's a truth that will change how you make decisions forever. Your brain can only handle about 7 options before it completely shuts down. Ever notice how a restaurant with a huge menu leaves you paralyzed, but a simple menu feels easy? That's not coincidence. When you have too many choices, your brain literally cannot process them all. It just starts making stuff up. Think about this. When grocery stores offered 24 types of jam for tasting, almost nobody bought anything. When they cut it down to 6, sales went up by 10 times. More options didn't make people happier. They made people stuck. This is why successful people often wear the same thing every day. Why they eat the same breakfast. Why they automate small decisions. They're not boring. They're saving their mental energy for stuff that actually matters. So here's your first escape tool. When facing any decision, force yourself to narrow it down to 7 options or less. Can't choose between 15 restaurants? Pick your top 7, then pick 3, then just pick 1. Your mind will thank you. Chapter 3. The Perfect Choice Myth. There are 2 types of people in this world. Those who need the absolute best option, and those who just need something good enough. And plot twist, the good enough people are way happier. The perfectionist will spend 3 hours researching which $12 pizza cutter to buy. Reading reviews, comparing blade angles, analyzing handle ergonomics. They get the best one on paper. But here's the truth. They're less happy with their choice, and they spend weeks wondering if they should have gotten a different one. Meanwhile, the good enough person, they grab a pizza cutter that looks decent and move on with their life. They're actually using it while the perfectionist is still reading reviews. The perfectionist checks 4 coffee shops online before ordering. The good enough person just walks into the nearest decent place and enjoys their morning. Guess who actually tastes their coffee? Here's what will blow your mind. In a world with infinite options, trying to find the perfect choice isn't just impossible, it's torture. The perfect choice doesn't exist. Good enough really is good enough. Chapter 4. The Worry Highway. Your mind has favorite paths it likes to travel. And worry is a 16-lane superhighway with no speed limit and no exit ramps. Every time you think a what-if thought, you're making that mental path a little smoother. First it's barely visible, then it's a trail, then a road, then a highway. Soon your thoughts automatically go there without you even trying. It's like your mental GPS only knows one route, straight through Anxiety Town, even when you're trying to get to Peace Valley. The more you travel this worry highway, the stronger it gets. You've basically trained your mind to be a professional overthinker. You've got a PhD in imaginary disasters. But here's the good news. You can interrupt this pattern in just seconds. Something as simple as counting things you can see, hear, and touch can slam the brakes on the worry train. 8 seconds is all it takes. That's less time than tying your shoes. Try the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique. Name 5 things you see, 4 you hear, 3 you can touch, 2 you smell, 1 you taste. You've just forced your mind off the worry highway and back into reality. Your brain can't worry and pay attention to your senses at the same time. Chapter 5. The Power of Right Now. What if I told you that the cure for what if is what is? Right now, in this exact moment, how many of your what if scenarios are actually happening? 0. They're all movies playing in your head while you miss the real show happening in your actual life. The present moment is kryptonite to what if thinking. Worry needs time travel, bouncing to the past or jumping to the future. But right here, right now, there's only what's actually happening. Try this with me. Take a breath. Feel your feet on the ground. Notice the weight of your body in your chair. Listen to my voice without analyzing it. Congratulations. You just escaped the what-if trap, even if only for a moment. This isn't some mystical meditation thing. When you focus on what's actually happening right now, the part of you that creates what-if scenarios literally can't function. It's like trying to be in 2 places at once. You can't be here and in your imagination simultaneously. Want to level up your people skills? Join our YouTube membership for early access to scripts, input on future topics, and connection with a community that gets the social struggle. Click join below and let's master human interaction together. Chapter 6. The 2-minute rule. You know what's absolutely insane? We'll spend 3 hours researching which $30 headphones to buy but make $30,000 car decisions in an afternoon. Our decision-making time is completely backwards. Enter the 2-minute rule. If a decision can be reversed and won't ruin your life, you get exactly 2 minutes to decide. Timer starts now. Restaurant choice? 2 minutes. What to wear? 2 minutes. Which show to watch? 2 minutes. You know what happens when you limit decision time? Your mind stops inventing fake problems and focuses on what actually matters. People who use time limits are actually happier with their choices. Why? Because limits force clarity. Your mind stops asking what if and starts asking what do I actually want? For bigger decisions, try the 10-10-10 rule. How will I feel about this in 10 minutes, 10 months, 10 years? Suddenly, 90% of your worries reveal themselves as completely ridiculous. That text you're agonizing over? In 10 years, you won't even remember sending it. Chapter 7. Know what matters. Here's why you're stuck in decision hell. You're trying to win at everything instead of focusing on what actually matters to you. When you don't know what you value, every choice feels like life or death. Should I take the job with more money or more free time? Should I move for love or stay for my career? These questions are impossible to answer if you don't know what matters most to you. Values aren't goals. Goals are destinations. Values are how you want to travel. Success is a goal. Being honest is a value. One is where you're going. The other is who you are along the way. Try this. Write down your top 5 values. Not 50, not 10, just 5. Freedom, creativity, family, adventure, security, whatever truly drives you. Now here's the magic. Every decision becomes simple. Which choice fits with what I value? When you know what matters, decisions become obvious. The job that pays more but violates your values? Easy no. The relationship that limits your freedom? Clear answer. Values cut through the noise like a hot knife through butter. Chapter 8. The beauty of imperfect. Perfection is a lie your mind tells you, and chasing it is making you miserable. Here's what perfectionism really is. Fear dressed up as ambition. You're not trying to be excellent. You're trying to avoid criticism. Every what if is really asking, what if people judge me? The Japanese have this beautiful concept, finding beauty in imperfection. The crack in the vase that makes it unique. The worn edge that tells a story. What if your mistakes are actually what make you interesting? Here's something fascinating. People actually like you more when you mess up occasionally. We prefer real and flawed over fake and perfect. Spill coffee on yourself? You become more relatable. Make a mistake? You become more human. So here's your permission slip. Make the imperfect choice. Send the imperfect message. Live the imperfect life. Because perfect is not only impossible, it's boring. And you know what's worse than making the wrong choice? Being paralyzed forever waiting for the perfect one. Chapter 9. The Social Media Trap. Instagram is basically a what-if factory running 24/7. Every post is someone else's highlight reel, making you question your behind the scenes. You see vacation photos and think, what if I chose a different career? You see relationship posts and wonder, what if I'm with the wrong person? LinkedIn shows promotions and you spiral into, what if I'm falling behind? Social media turns FOMO into a full-time job. But here's what nobody posts. That perfect couple? They fought in the car before that photo. That dream job announcement? They're terrified they're not qualified. That perfect parent? They lost it with their kids 5 minutes after posting. Comparison is the thief of joy, and social media is the getaway driver. Every scroll adds more fuel to your what-if fire. The solution isn't deleting everything. It's remembering that you're seeing 1% of someone's reality. When you see someone's success, don't ask, what if I had their life? Ask, what can I create with mine? Chapter 10. Your personal escape plan. Time to build your personal what-if escape plan. Because generic advice is like those one-size-fits-all shirts, they don't actually fit anyone. First, figure out your triggers. When do what-if thoughts attack you? Sunday nights? After scrolling social media? During your commute? Know your enemy, and you can defeat it. Next, pick your weapons. Choose 3 techniques that work for you. Maybe it's the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding, the 2-minute rule, and remembering your values. These are your emergency exits. Then, design your life to win. Reduce unnecessary choices. Create routines. Batch decisions together. You're basically building armor against overthinking. Finally, celebrate your wins. Every time you escape a what-if spiral, acknowledge it. Your mind needs proof that you can do this. Build evidence that you're stronger than your overthinking. This isn't about being perfect. You'll still have what-if thoughts, but now they'll be visitors, not roommates. You know what the ultimate what-if is? What if you're already exactly where you need to be? What if every wrong choice was actually right because it taught you something? What if your mistakes were part of the plan? What if your messy path is exactly what makes it yours? Here's the secret about escaping the what-if trap. It's not about making better decisions. It's about accepting the decisions you make. The quality of your life isn't about perfect choices. It's about how you deal with uncertainty. Your mind will always wonder about other paths. That's not a flaw. It's part of being human. But now you have tools. Now you understand the game. Now you can choose differently. So here's my challenge. Next time what if shows up, treat it like that friend who talks too much. Listen for a moment. Thank it for sharing, then politely show it the door. Because life isn't happening in the what if. It's happening right now. And what if? The best decision you ever make is to stop trying to make perfect decisions. Your life isn't a problem to solve. It's an adventure to experience. So experience it, imperfectly, boldly, and free from the tyranny of what if. Learn something new? Hit that like button, share it with others, tap subscribe, and stick around for more. Got thoughts? I'd love to hear them in the comments.